Hello and welcome to Unit 3. This particular week, one of the focuses that we'll work on is that we start to work with loops. There's a number of other structures that go along, but you'll notice as the weeks go by, we add more and layer on more and work with things more, and the complexity is rising. I'll stress to you again, try to get at least start to work with some of your programming challenges earlier in the week. And so that way I have enough time to respond and we have some back and forth before the actual due date. I understand if you need some assistance and it may take you a little bit over the due date. However, if you run into that problem, let's say on a Tuesday, you email me, we correspond, I need the database, I finally get the database, let's say it's Thursday. I then give you a response saying, hey, take a look at this, or I make you a video because I've done that before, and I say, okay, take a look at this now, and that will enable you then to turn around and go, oh, okay, that's what I was supposed to do, and then be able to respond to that. Or if you don't understand, you're also able to say, you know, I don't quite understand this. Could you give me a more elaboration? Because if I don't get those answers or that particular correspondence until, let's say, Saturday, Sunday, you then go into the next week. It's Monday, Tuesday. Now we're doing Saturday, Sunday, or even later the next week. And eventually we're going to run out of time because the final week of the program is a cutoff. And right now we're starting in Unit 3 and there are 6 units. And it always seems to cramp people at the very end because, of course, what comes at the very end is also the most difficult and takes the most time. And if you have stuff that keeps trailing from previous weeks, it steamrolls. And on that last week, I've got to have a cutoff. So rather than back it all up into that last week, I will ask you again to try to start a little bit earlier so you can field the questions to me earlier, so then I can get another response. Additionally, the quizzes. I have sent my concerns about the quizzes, stating that a lot of times you'll have a fill in the blank, and you'll feel like you filled in the blank correctly, and it still marks it wrong because the syntax may be incorrect or things along those lines. So every time you go through a fill-in-the-blank question, make sure to remember what that fill-in-the-blank question is. You can write it down, whatever. And then if at the end you miss the fill-in-the-blank question, but you're confident that you answered it correctly, make sure to email me, here's a fill-in-the-blank question, here's how I answered it, here's where the answer is in the particular reading, or a screenshot of where the reading is, or in the PowerPoint presentation, or the text, and then send it to me, and that allows me to look, okay, this is the question, this is how you answered it, this should have been correct, and then I can do it. I would like to say the ability to go through all these quizzes is there, but I've got to expedite things due to the larger number of students to give you the biggest feedback as I can to continue to keep up with all the stuff. So I would ask that of you, and hopefully I have kicked that higher to simply state, look, if the syntax issue continues to be something, we will need to maybe change it to a multiple choice option or something along those lines, because personally I don't think the quizzes are making or breaking your ability to understand things in the course. So without further ado, welcome to Unit 3. So far, so good. I've been impressed with what I've been looking at. All right, and look to my micro lecture to talk a little bit about loops, and I'll also, I hope to break out the original database to kind of show you what was going on in Unit 1 and give you kind of a clue there. So thank you very much for your time. Look forward to talking to you this week.